Gregor Mendel developed the model of heredity. He designed his experiments carefully, collected large amounts of data, and used mathematical analysis to show that the results were consistent with his explanatory hypothesis. Mendel studied the garden pea for two main reasons. First, peas were available from seed merchants in a wide array of distinct shapes and colors that could be easily identified and analyzed. Second, peas can either self-pollinate or be cross-pollinated. So, that living things pass traits to the next generation by something which remains unchanged in successive generation of an organism. We now call this something genes. Realize that traits could skip a generation. Seemingly, lost traits could appear again in another generation. He called this recessive traits. Identify recessive and dominant traits which pass from parents to offspring. Establish momentarily that traits pass from parents to their offspring in a mathematically predictable way. The law of segregation, also known as the First Law, states that every individual organism contains two alleles for each trait, and that these alleles segregate during meiosis such that each gamete contains only one of the alleles. Then it is the law of independent assortment, and it states that alleles for separate traits are passed independently of one another from parents to offspring. Finally, Mendel's law of dominance, the third law, states that the recessive alleles will always be masked by dominant alleles. Therefore, a cross between a homozygous dominant and a homozygous recessive will always express the dominant phenotype, while still having a heterozygous genotype. Bias and society influence imply of Gregor Mendel. Mendel had seen a school in which natural science were emphasized and the students learned the importance of beekeeping and how to work fruits. Indeed, Mendel would be interested in beekeeping well into adulthood and completed a series of experiments at his monastery later in life. Mendel was influenced by both past scientists and colleagues. Mendel met Alexander Markowski, specialized in botany and geology. Markowski's special area of interest was the study of flowers, which might have inspired Mendel to look at plants in order to determine hereditary likelihood. Gregor Mendel might have fallen victim to a kind of error known as confirmation bias. Some argue that Mendel obtained certain results using a small sample size, then continued collecting and censoring data to make sure his original result was confirmed. Although subsequent experiments have proven Mendel's hypothesis, many people still question his methods of experimentation.